Speaking of alleged fraud, so the NBA opened up a big ass can of worms, right? This whole thing with Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups. I kept seeing the news headlines going around that Dana White and the UFC were targeted by FBI. And then I see reactions of people coming up saying shit like, hey, look at this fight right here. That's a fake ass tap out. He wasn't really getting choked. This was the betting odds spiked up the night of or the day of. That's bullshit. All these people that bet their money and lose their money and see how these odds just flick out a light switch and all, they all coming back for what they think is theirs. So I had to fall back and just watch that shit. Like, everybody's gonna call foul play on anything that they think like is a shot that they should have made, or a patch they should have caught, or a punch that they should have thrown. Right? Shit. If anything, I want my money back for the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight, right? Because I didn't see a million videos that look like Mike Tyson pulling his punches and all this shit, allegedly. But anyway, now that I have Dana White speaking, different ball game, people. They're gonna be approached now by the FBI. Okay, let's see what he's talking about.
I've met with the FBI twice today. We just had an office full of FBI agents in here. So if you try to do this, we will be your worst enemy. Immediately go after you, guns ablazing, with the FBI and whoever else we need to get. We will do everything we can to make sure you go to prison. You know, you're seeing things out on the internet where like fighters are coming out and going, "Oh, I was approached. Really? Why didn't you tell us that? Or more importantly, why didn't you tell law enforcement that you were approached? Now you're saying that you were approached? Hey, I want you to rob a bank. I'm going to rob banks. Want to rob a bank with me? And you don't do it. What, you're not gonna tell law enforcement? It's really weird that fighters are coming out now saying they were approached, and they're going to be approached now by the.
It's not weird. It's typical, Dana. It's my first time watching him go through all the his commentary here, people. It's not weird. It's very, 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 very typical. First thing that I'm noticing here, rightfully so, he's doing the right thing by separating himself. If you come out and you say, listen, I also, as the spearhead and the face and all this of the UFC, I also take issue with anybody that is doing this bullshit in our fights, right? Great position to take. You separate yourself for the FBI because you don't want to end up as a co-conspirator, do you? So, and let's say he's 100% truth and he really had nothing to do with this shit. He's just a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen, businessman, and people's fucking over inside of his ring doing all this side shit that can get him in trouble. Fuck yeah. I want y'all to be caught up in this shit and removed from not just my business, but away from me, right? So I can't be mad at him there. But the whole thing about people coming out later, let's not act like that's not typical. Like, I get it. Society, especially like whether it's the government and law enforcement, they want you to follow that rule of like airports, like see something, say something. But we're all raised to mind our business. Like, it's like we're all raised to mind our business. Like, let me ask y'all in the chat. Like if you was at the airport right now and you saw an unattended suitcase, not by the baggage claim where they might pull them off the fucking trolley or whatever and just group them there. I'm talking about like just in the hallway, like walking between the gates and shit. You just saw a suitcase just right there. Would you do anything? Me? No, I'm not gonna go. Let me find a cop. I see a suitcase there. The only time I really look around and shit, honestly, is like when I see like a little kid running and I don't see parents or guardians around them. That's when I look around. If I see a little 2-3-year-old running down a hall, I might pull one of these real quick. Like, why? It looks like this kid is accounted for because it's actually like a humane thing to do. Like, if you got loose from your parents out of their sight, like, let me try to help and save this kid. But a suitcase, man, I'm out of my fucking business. And look at the clip from Michael Porter, right? That used to play on the Denver Nuggets. He got traded. I forget where he's at now. And I'm talking NBA side, people. He did that interview where he was just like, I mean, shit, like who's not doing it? You got your little cousin on the side. You tell him, hey, put 10,000 because word on the street is Joker's not playing tonight. That's what I heard from the locker room. So, I'm just letting you know, like who's not going to do that? Like he put that out there. You know what I'm saying? Like he might know many examples where that happens, but Porter's not going to run to the authorities. He's not going to tell on the NBA that's cutting him a check. He's not going to tell on his teammates that he's in the trenches with. He's not gonna tell on his family that might be getting bread out of it. He's gonna mind his fucking business. And if you're smart, you just make sure you're not involved. That's really the most you could ask for, Dana. You know what I'm saying? Like, go after the fighters that did it. I ain't mad at you. But as far as the niggas that were approached and didn't say anything, this is still the world that you live in, man. Come on, like, don't act oblivious, Dana. Like, come on. Because you ain't ratting out every single thing that you see that's improper neither, nigga. Cut it out.
The FBI. I've met with the FBI twice today. We just had an...
Oh, that's the understatement? Okay, so what's this? This is people allegedly coming out? Vince Morales, all the throwing of the fight stuff is crazy. I've been approached about doing it and not something I could live with, even though I ended up losing. Who's approaching you, motherfuckers? The mafia, allegedly. Who's approaching y'all? These gambling sharks, whales. Who's approaching y'all? Okay, somebody. Yeah, people have approached me too. There's a lot of me too's going on. So, Dana, you can't. What are you gonna do? Fight with all your fighters, or get into it with all your fighters that saying they've been approached? They're just keeping it real at this point. And you want to know what they're probably doing by putting this out there? To a degree, they're doing what you did in the beginning of your statement, which is separating themselves. Hey, man, I've been approached before. I don't agree with this shit, though. So if you go over my career on the UFC and you see that I lost a fight that you think I should have won, that I wasn't the underdog in or some shit, don't investigate me. I've been approached before, but I don't fuck with it. They might be pulling that by saying this shit, or they could be clout chasing. You never know. But this is all expected. The more people that come out is the less ability that you have to act like, no, FBI, you guys can investigate, but ain't nothing going on. No, there's too much going on, actually. That's the problem. But it's sports. And like Michael Genovese explained, you know, you can't get away from this. And you got money, you got sports, you got people involved that you can control, get to, you got mafia elements, you got extortion, you got all of this shit. It's going to be rampant in every arena. It comes with the territory.
Told by multiple people that they have been approached, are you interested in throwing a fight for X amount of dollars? This is a massive issue for the UFC. Is it happening with referees? Is it happening with judges as well?
Yeah, I don't need to keep going. I'm glad he said judges, because he's talking about judges that's in the ring. It's when I say everywhere, we're focusing on sports right now. Motherfucker, how about judges in court? Remember that viral video that just went to run around earlier this week or last week of the lawyer who was like family members or like the boyfriend of like the female judge or some shit like that, and the tattooed up defendant gets up there, and they just like, the moment he realized that his lawyer knew the judge, he was just like, oh, bet I'm good. Like, so what's happening there? You're getting some form of favor. Okay, it's everywhere, B. Right now, Diddy was convicted guilty. There's people that's in jail right now serving out their full sentences that got similar shit as him. But he's over here talking about a pardon from Trump. That's because he's Diddy. You see what I'm saying? Like, it could possibly be beneficial if Trump and his administration look at that situation and say, should we flip that switch? They ain't gonna look at little Tom that nobody knows about, though. All them rappers that got pardoned and whatnot. Why did they get pardoned from all the other billions of people that's serving time under the same fucking? I don't got to get into it. I'm just saying the whole world is corrupt, man. And maybe I should shut up, because motherfuckers gonna start be like, well, ARP, if that's the case, you ever have any battles thrown that you know about? Hold on. Have I heard that shit in battle rap? The most I heard is the rehearsal shit. That's like the worst, the closest to that you hear about, rehearsing together. But I never heard of somebody throwing a battle. Go figure. I just tried to make a whole point about how it's everywhere where there's money, you could pretty much bring corruption. But battle rap is too small for motherfuckers to even be throwing battles over. They're like, I ain't throwing shit. Give me my $500 back end. That's not a shot. That might be a reality right there. Because I never heard about somebody throwing a battle. Ever. All right, let's move on.